don't know if you could tell what that was in its rather amateurish way. That was something from the 80s, that's part of the culture now, something that we all should know. And I guess from the thumbnail, you probably know why I'm here as well with this, and why I was forced to make that incredibly poor version of an intro to a classic. For those of you that don't know, a few days ago, a British new wave, as you US people call them, but to us they were a new romantic, British new romantic group from the 80s, from Birmingham, Duran Duran, were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they'd invited along their original guitarist, Andy Taylor, from the Northeast, in and out of the band, left in 86, came back the end of the 90s, left again in 2000 after a tour. It was on and off, will Andy play, won't he? In the end he didn't turn up, he wasn't there rather, he didn't turn up. And in the middle of it, the rest of the band, in fact Simon Le Bon, read this letter from Andy, which I'm going to read some excerpts from now. Dear Simon, John, Roger, Nick and my fellow inductees and countrymen, I wanted to send a personal note to pass along my sincere respect to you all for what's been an amazing career, and also to share what has happened to me. Firstly, can I say what an absolute honour it is to be nominated, let alone be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's nothing that comes close to such recognition. I'm proud of everything we've achieved together and of the way you have continued. I loved going to the studio and recording our material. Nobody else sounded like us. We were ripe to absorb what was the art of analogue recording, but with some different kit. Nick's artful obsession with synth technology was something never seen before, and I was introduced to layers. Because we were instinctively the right fit, we evolved really very quickly, recording Rio as our second album with the confidence of very early success with Girls on Film and Planet Earth inspired. I'd like to thank each of my brothers in this great band. My family, my incredible sane wife of 40 years, Tracy, my amazing children and my grandchild. Now for the bad blood. Well, the good news is there is none. This is about him leaving. Just pure love and respect for everything we wrote, recorded and achieved together. Now for the reason I'm not here. And this is the sad bit. This is the reason I felt compelled to make this video. Over 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic prostate cancer. Many families have experienced the slow burn of this disease, and of course we are no different. So I speak from the perspective of a family man, but with profound humility to the band, the greatest fans a group could have, and this exceptional accolade. Although my current condition is not immediately life-threatening, thankfully, and may you live a long time, may you live a long, long time, there is no cure. Recently I was doing okay after some sophisticated life-extending treatment. That was until a week or so ago when I suffered a setback, and despite the exceptional efforts of my team, I had to be honest in that both physically and mentally I would be pushing my boundaries. However, none of this needs or should detract from what the band, with or without me, have achieved and sustained for 44 years. Just think about that a second. We've had a privileged life. We were a bit naughty but really nice. I'm truly sorry and massively disappointed I couldn't make it. Let there be no doubt I was stoked with the whole thing, even bought a new guitar with the essential whammy! Exclamation point or mark, as we would say. He bought a guitar. I've got 2 guitars with tremolos. There you go. There's the best floating tremolo I've ever come across. And who knows what he bought. I heard this on a YouTube video. I've been looking for a while to see their induction. I wanted to see what they played and whether Andy turned up. I don't know why, but this really hit me. In a way, I've got no right for it to be about me or in any way. And obviously everything, my heartfelt, sincerest wishes go out to his family at a time like this. Maybe this hit me because I lost both my parents to cancer, and it's kind of been there quite a lot in my family. Andy was in Duran Duran until he left. Well, he always maintains, if you've read his autobiography, that in his mind they broke up at Live Aid at the end of that show. He wasn't going back to them. I'm really quoting his autobiography here, which everyone should read. It's astounding. It's an astounding look into the behind the scenes of a massively successful band who, you know, have achieved everything most people would want. And it brought them no happiness, and to the point where they kind of wasted the money. I know him and John stayed, I believe, the top 4 of an expensive hotel for months, and just spent millions in there. But he also talks about his background growing up in the Northeast, which is my family's background too. Not least of which how his mum dropped him off at school one day, and then didn't come back for him, and she cleaned the house out and left, which was, I think that might even have been at primary school, at elementary school. So that's awful. You know, he didn't always have it early. He didn't always have it easy. And maybe things turned around a bit the day he answered the advert in Melody Maker and went to try out for a Birmingham band. I think I knew a little bit through his music. And if you don't really know his music, if you think, oh, well, you know, Duran Duran are a pop band, where are the guitars? Go back and listen to some of that. Listen to Careless Memories on Arena, or Guitar on a View to a Kill, the Bond theme. Listen to his amazing sort of Spanish guitar flamenco playing on the demo of The Chauffeur. Even listen to his guitar on Union of the Snake, which is just perfect. In a song, it's hard to know what a guitar should be doing and where to put a guitar. And for me, one of my favourite songs ever, and a favourite of his, is a song from Seven and the Ragged Tiger called Seventh Stranger. And I absolutely, and I play this all the time, play this far too much, I love the solo to that, which is a little bit like this, but not a lot like this, because I'm not good enough to do it justice, but a little bit like this. I always love that, and it's a great song. Really need to go check it out. Stay to the end of this video, because I'm going to put a link to a song when Duran Duran came back together. I think the last album, well, Astronaut anyway, the comeback album. Track in there which you may not know. Andy's quite prominent in that. And it looks like he's having a good time. I'm going to leave you to show off again. And as a sort of tribute to a man who isn't gone and who's going to stay around a long time, but couldn't make it to that gig. Couldn't make it to inauguration to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I don't know why I had to make this video, but I just knew I did. I had to say something about it. I don't know why it hit me so hard. It was like a family member or something. It was ridiculous, because I don't know the guy. Really, you know, don't. Let's remember some great bits of his music. So this is the solo to Save a Prayer, if I can remember it. I'm just going to try playing Rio again. Andy Taylor.